Well, howdy, everybody. I couldn't find my other hats. I wanted to wear a hat. I didn't feel like doing my hair. But, anyways, dude, you guys voted for it in the community, and you're going to get it. Terrifier 2 spoiler live stream. Let's go over all the Art the Clown sort of goodness and watch some clips, and it'll be a fun time. Oh, it's totally gross out. Like non-spoiler review is just, oh man, don't go on an empty stomach. And go today, dude, at the Edwards down the street from my house. I think it's playing like 3, 4 times a day. When I saw it at the AMC, I think it was only playing once or twice a day. So there you go.
Murdered 9 people last year.
Oh, you're not doing that.
It's just a costume. It's just a costume.
Yeah, it's just a costume. You're dressing up as a serial killer. So that's the whole thing. They start off this movie where the other one ended. Like he was in a morgue, he got killed, and he shot himself, right? So he had the hole in the back of his head, and he kills the coroner. Hey Vince, what's going on, dude? And Super Mario, what's going? Yeah, it's so good of a movie. It's probably one of the best sequels that came from a movie that was sort of mediocre, you know? Like, damn, dude, this Terrifier 2 is awesome versus just the first one, which was like, all right, it was cool. They had cool, good gore and a real grindhouse like feel to it. And this one really kicked its ass. Like it's not even comparable to like Alien and Aliens because it's like Alien was a great movie and then Aliens like sort of topped it. But it's like, dude, first Terrifier sort of like mid, sort of a little different, and then Terrifier 2 kicks its ass. Oh, we're not watching a full movie. We're showing clips and stuff like that. I was gonna do a full like kill count live once it comes out on digital, you know. So I don't know, man. Everyone keeps my best videos are the ones that don't have all the clips, pretty much. Whatever that, I guess that's what I do, dude, because those are the ones I do well. I put out the Halloween Ends and it's doing okay, but I go, well, I have all the clips in it, that and Hellraiser. I mean, the watch time's good and everything, but then it's just flooded. Like everybody comes out with their own kill count, and yeah, but dude, Terrifier is awesome. It's all right, dude. If you're late, it's cool. But what's going on, Devil's Eyes, dude? You're having a big weekend, dude. 50 some million of box office. Hey, Alex, man, when is this coming out on digital? You know what? At the end of this trailer, or at the end of the Terrifier 2 trailer for UK, the UK trailer, it says October 24th is going to be its DVD date or something like that. But I think they reneged on that since, because now it's getting like a second week inside theaters. So I don't know. And I think they want to release this before Halloween. And I hear it's coming to Screenbox in November. But I think if they were smart, they would put this out a little bit before Halloween because this is such a good Halloween movie. Like Art is actually going to door, trick or treating, and he's inside a Halloween store, and it's got such a great Halloween vibe. I want to be able to watch this at home by the time Halloween rolls around. Terrifies their new face of horror. Dude, he's straight nightmare fuel. And the first one was sort of weird, and he wore like the lady's skin, and you can't really watch that in front of everybody. I think Terrifier 2, even though it's more grosser, it's like it's more relatable. The final girl is better. Just the whole, it has a story that the first one didn't have a story. So this guy just really like upped his game, and he made it for $250,000. Isn't that like mind blowing? He made this for like what they made Halloween for in 1978. So that's why it's like, dude, this is gonna be, yeah. People should be talking about this a little bit more because what it already made like $2 million box office, and people go like, ah, whatever, that's bullshit. But off a $250,000 budget, and they didn't do no marketing. This is the marketing. this is this is what they should be doing, and they don't care about like how long you play clips and stuff. So let's watch some clips and
Vic, I still have
talk
to-
about it a little bit
What's up
more.
with you and this clown all of a sudden? You're like obsessed.
They never found his body.
Yeah, so what? They never found his body. And she looks good in that outfit too. So she was making this outfit the whole time, and like I said in the video, it's like a mix between Princess Leia and like Xena Warrior Princess. She's also wearing these wings, and I want to see her in some more stuff too. Hey, what's up, Jericho? You're new. I hope you stick around and watch some old videos. If you're new to this channel and stuff, go support the Halloween Ends video, dude. I was like thinking that was last, like Halloween 2018 blew up for me, and Halloween Kills blew up for me, and then this Halloween Ends is just sort of doing mids. And I'm like, what gives? But I think you know what gives? I put on YouTube and I look up Halloween Ends kill counts, and it's like boom, all the there's a lot. But my watch time's good on it, so hopefully it does better in the future. But yeah. Thanks, Jericho. Stick around. Oh, hello, hello. Thomas is my new friend. He's new to horror. Oh, that's cool, dude. New to horror movies. The forgot. Hello, you might not remember me. I'm Godzilla. Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Royce. Hey, I'm a grown ass man. I like it, but that Max Slasher doesn't do it for me. When Art pulled that gun on that girl, that scared yeah. And now All Hallows Eve. Dude, Terrifier 2 is way better than I would say both of those. Dude, I'm so blown away about how good Terrifier 2 is. And if you look at the Rotten Tomato score, damn, dude, it's like 90%. And the critics like it. Like Chris Stuckman has actually one of the biggest critics on YouTube actually reviewed it because they showed it at Fantastic Fest. And you're like, wow, that's the publicity that this is getting. There hasn't been one like TV commercial or anything. I don't even think I've seen like a bumper ad or a YouTube ad for it. So it is such a bare bones project, and it's doing crazy good. But if you haven't seen it, go see it in the next couple of days. And it's definitely when you're watching it, you're like, holy crap, I'm surprised they allowed this in movie theaters. Hey, what's up, Cool Willie? What's good, bro? Halloween Ends sucked, but the ending was good. I hear that from a lot of people too. They were like, all right, I didn't like the movie, but I liked how it ended. So they just like the ending part of it, which is fair. I mean, I have a whole live stream about Halloween Ends as well. Hey, I liked it. I like the whole they did something different with it. Corey was cool. I could have used a bit more kills, and hopefully, I think if they do like an extended cut or something, that's gonna be like the same thing with Halloween Kills. Like, dude, I loved Halloween Kills, but then the extended cut was so much better with that ending and a couple of more glimpses of Michael in it. It was awesome. So I think it is a good movie. I showed it to my mom. She already watched it like twice already. It's her favorite of the new trilogy. So it does have his fans out there. And it's very cool that he was in the wood chipper. But come on, man. I still want a fourth movie. I go, come on, it can't end. Love from Arizona. All right, very cool, dude. That is not too far away. I'm not age from like 25 subs, and I'm now at 75, doing better. Cool, dude. Keep it up. Like, I don't know, just do like live streams like that and keep going inside your retention and see how well you do. Like, dude, I'm still learning and doing better with retention and subs. Like, this is the first month I've had 1,000 subs in a single month. It's crazy how well everything's doing now. But we just had so many banger horror movies come out, dude. Smile and Terrifier. Terrifier 2 is doing crazy numbers for my channel. I was like, that really shocked me because I was thinking Halloween Ends is going to be my jam. And I was like, maybe so many people cover it. It's sort of like harder to rank for. But if you cover Terrifier 2 or Smile, or maybe that's what my audience sort of likes. They like the new stuff. I'm all about new horror movies, dude. That's why I mostly cover on this channel. To be honest, I didn't want like Michael to pull Laurie into the thing too. Yeah, it was cool if they would have both died. But yeah, this is a great weekend for horror. And now you go like, damn, dude, what am I gonna do the rest of the month? Because after Halloween ends, you were figuring, it's sort of over for the month. I mean, I think there's Pray for the Devil. VHS 99 is coming out on Shutter. And dude, if you haven't seen Deadstream on Shutter, I was thinking about covering that, but it probably won't get much traffic and everything. But I didn't think Terrifier 2 would get this much traffic, and it has. She looks like Wonder Woman. Yes, that's the one. And He-Man combined a little. And she looks good too, man. So it's supposed to be her father was like a creator and a comic book writer or something. And he designed this costume that she worked on for months at a time to. It's almost like, dude, you did that much work. You should get a job costume designer or something because you look pretty good in that. But her wings burned and she had to get like new wings for it. How is Smile? Check out Fall. Yes. Smile is an awesome horror movie too. And I'm just hearing all the other stuff. It was supposed to go straight to Paramount Plus, but then they pivoted and put it out in the theaters, and now it's blowing up. So I don't know, dude. I would like it if it would come out to Paramount Plus and watch it like right now. But I don't think they'll put it out for a little bit. Megan looks good. Yeah, we should cover the Megan trailer sometime. Maybe closer to it.
Okay, I could.
Yeah, so yeah, she looks good. Cause come on, dude, we watch Halloween Ends and we're like, damn, we got old ass Lori, and even Allison now is like 30 years old. So it's nice that we have like a nice younger final girl here. And dude, you got to bring her back too. Cuz whenever you put like a new final girl list together, you got to add Sienna.
I wouldn't worry about it.
911, where's your emergency? Hello? 911? Do you have an emergency? Sir, can you speak? If you can't speak, press any button on your phone. Once for yes, twice for no.
Oh, let me see, because I think I could show clips of her, but I'm not so sure.
Sir, I want you to stay on the line for me, okay?
And that's very cool that you have to draw it out in blood because it's sort of like some people are not familiar what his name is. All right, here, let's see. Yeah, and people are complaining like, "Oh, dude, you don't have, you're not showing that many kills." That was a kill right there. And this is putting that kill lightly because he hit him with a hammer. And like I said, like in any other slasher movie, that would have been it. But he actually like pulled out his eye, put it in his eye socket, and winked with it. And we're like, oh, is that like Jeepers Creepers or something like that? And yeah, it was like after that kill, you go, oh, this is the movie we're in for. Because you're like, wow, we're going really crazy with this. He digs it to outside his chest. I think he eats his heart. You're like, whoa, it's so over the top. Like after you see this kill, you go, okay, that's probably the most extreme it's gonna get. It's like, no, dude, that is just the beginning. Each one of these kills is so crazy. Like, you have to look around and you're like, damn, dude, are they allowing this in theaters? Like, I can't believe they allowed all that kill in theaters, but when Jason what was it, Jason 7, the new blood, and when you saw the kills that MPA wouldn't allow, you're like, that ain't shit compared to Terrifier 2. And people are getting sick and throwing up and fainting and everything. I go, wow. The Art the Clown mugshot makes me laugh. Yeah, it's cool because he has a presence, dude. And he has that crooked nose and everything. And this just came in, whatever the actor's name who played Art the Clown, he's actually going to be the Grinch as well in like this Grinch horror movie. Because now they're doubling down on horror movie characters from old IPs. Like Winnie the Pooh is getting a horror movie. The Grinch is getting a horror movie and it's getting played by this guy. So he's having a good year. He's choking. Cannot call for help. Bullshit operator. That's some good comedy right there. Yeah, I heard so many laughs in this movie too. And I thought I was like the only one who, even some parts I didn't laugh, I heard other people laughing. So it depends on how you take this movie. It has a lot of good funny parts too. And the gore is just, it's great. Like at a point you go like, oh man, you can't eat spaghetti. Don't eat Italian food while you're watching this either. So you really gotta be careful what you eat when you watch this movie. Don't eat anything red like enchiladas or spaghetti or pizza or something like that. Cause I could get why people get sick and they're like, oh yeah, all right, I totally get that. And also make a Halloween Dance Max for my NECA kills. I gotta check out what the Halloween Max are at like Spirit Hollywood or Spirit Halloween or something like that. Cause what? It's just a little bit of burnt and all that. It's the same thing as like kills. So I don't know. Maybe I'll review some Halloween Max. Hey, Avis, Michael versus Lori. Michael is pinned to the table. Michael kicked Lori up to the counter. Maybe I'll do a review of my setup. Very cool. They charge $80 for that Max? No. Like here's my favorite Max that I got. See, the 2018 Max. That's the Max you got to get. Say that? Not burn. It's a little worn, but it's cool, dude. I like it. I don't need that burnt bullshit. Like I could burn my own. I could burn my own Michael Myers Max. Oh, you think Halloween Ends sucks? Well, that's your opinion, dude. Yeah, it's a popular one too. But some people, I think people are also saying like, "Oh, it sucks because it's the end." It's like, well, there you go, dude. Once they make another movie, it's not going to be the final one, and then they could not complain about that. So, yeah, if you go to Dave McRae's channel and everything right now, I think they're having a watch along, and all they're doing is yelling about it. Like it's Siskel and Ebert if they both hated the movie, yelling about it. It's pretty entertaining. See if people leave that one for that. Yeah, don't eat chili jogs while you're watching Human Centipede either. Don't eat any of those foods. Yeah, we're like 20 minutes and we're barely getting to it. Well, let's wait for people to flow in a bit. People flow in and flow out. And the cool thing, yeah, so it goes to the laundromat, actually kills the guy inside the laundromat, and then we get a good glimpse of that like demon girl. Crazy. It's like they did that Halloween 2 sort of thing when they went like Michael sees his mom and himself as a little boy. And that was very cool. I appreciate the effort that they put into this. So you have like Art the Clown and his sidekick, but his sidekick is only visible to him. But Sienna actually sees her at the very end, and she's creepy, creepy as hell too. Looking, dude, it's nuts. And this is pretty funny. And he was like reading the funny papers and reading the newspaper. It was pretty funny. I heard a lot of laughs during this part. And it's sort of weird because we just saw a really horrific murder and then we're seeing this nightmare fuel, but it's actually pretty funny at the same time. I don't think he was funny at all in Terrifier 1. I think he did that whole thing where he walked up to the girl and gave her the engagement ring and he was sort of laughing and he does his mime stuff, but this laundromat stuff was pretty funny. And when he's at the Halloween store, both those parts are pretty good laughs. Like slasher movies should be funny a bit. I like something like Freaky goes really heavy on the comedy and there's a good mixture between the both of it, but this one goes for everything. They give you the gore, they give you the laughs, and Sienna's looking good in her costume and everything. I mean, they go for everything. That's why this movie's 2.5 hours. So the laundromat guy is number 2.
You aren't
Oh, the
crispy
dream
sugar
sequence
plum.
is crazy.
Fun little surprises in every bite. Slap, insects, and razor blades. There's no telling what you may find. Special prize included in every box.
Wow, I wonder what I got.
Speaking of surprises, kids, we have a very special guest with us today. Now, for a guy who doesn't speak, he sure makes a lot of noise. All the way from Miles County, please welcome Art the Clown. Art the Clown.
Dope, right? And she didn't die. And then he gets a Tommy gun and eats everybody up. And that was fun for me to put in the kill count and everything as well. And you're like, what? Is this a dream or is this a Freddy Krueger nightmare? So that's why I didn't count the people on the kill count, because I go like, well, I think it is a dream, so I'm not sure if you count dream people. But she did have a sword, it reflected, and then it caught her wings on fire. So it's like the dream is sort of real, or those could have been other people she knew. Like if Art kills you in the dream, does it count? But I think that's another thing of just, I think every one of these scenes was trying to do something like a tribute or a homage to each individual slasher. Like he took the eye out and put it in his eye. That's like Jeepers Creepers, of course, with the eyes. Him killing the Moore guy, that seemed like that was a Jason Voorhees thing, like what he did in Friday the 13th Part 4. And this is obviously Freddy Krueger. I mean, just all of it. So he's like trying to be all the slashers all in one, but it's not like playing up like, oh, it's very Freddy Krueger. It is a dream, and it's very cool they did this scene. Dude, Jason got better kills. He's got better kills that could be on TV. Like, there's no way Terrifier 2 could end up being on TV. I don't see it. If they edit it, maybe. Like I said, when the Moore guy gets hit with the hammer and blood goes all over the place, that's the only thing you could probably see out of that kill. It goes on for a couple of minutes with him just playing with his body parts and stuff. You go, whoa, it's so extreme. You should go see it for yourself, because I don't think YouTube will allow it. I don't know. It's so weird. In other movies, the MPA, because this is unrated, so I think the whole thing is the company rents out the theater space from each individual theater so they could show whatever. So when they mean unrated, it is unrated. They really go out there with it. Oh, you mean the 30-year-old who knocked your old oh, here we go. We got people fighting with Michael Myers in the comment section about how he wrestled. I might do a skit about that. Like, could I beat I also said I would beat the monkey in Nope, like at a fist fight, and maybe I can out wrestle Michael Myers. Maybe not now. I mean, he's 60 and he's pretty strong, but Corey did. Corey got some squabbles, dude. It was pretty strong, dude. But the theme for Terrifier was pretty awesome too. Like it had that whole grind. Like remember Death Proof and Planet Terror? It has that same sort of like score to it. It's a real grindhouse horror movie. Awesome. Her pigtails are pretty dope too. All right, so he lit that girl on fire. Oh, dude. Oh, this is like my premature thing. Yeah. So he Tommy gunned the audience. Ba 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 ba. That kid didn't die, so that's why I was like, do dreams count? Oh yeah, yeah. So her sword actually reflect the fire and it caught her wings. And so you're like, well, did dreams count? Dreams are bleeding into reality, or it's just that the sword does that. I don't know. But it was very cool. Yeah, bro, that was ridiculous. If you're a classic horror fan, you know you're not wrestling with Michael Myers. He has superhuman strength. I think Michael sort of let him win that because, dude, out of Jay and Mike from We Watched a Movie, they were like, dude, that is like wrestling your car keys away from your alcoholic father or something like that. I died. I died laughing from that. Because I guess if you ever had an old man or something like that, I mean, you wouldn't get into fist fights, but you would probably wrestle a little bit like that. That's what I got up from it because he's like an old man. Corey's a bit younger, and he maybe allowed himself to get his max taken away from him like that. But I could see how people get upset or if they took it the wrong way because it's almost reminiscent of Busta Rhymes talking shit to Michael inside the resurrection house. Like, you got to get your ass out of here. Like, oh man, that was awful. But Busta Rhymes didn't die. You know, like Michael Myers actually killed him in the end. So he sort of got his, yeah. So Art has his own breakfast cereal. Isn't that pretty creepy? I bet that's gonna be some sort of collector's edition thing or something. Someone's gonna have that. Like maybe if you were one of those Kickstarter campaign people, you get like some of these props to take home. Like somebody's gonna get that box. And I also heard from the funding and how he funded this movie. He actually did, well, he did the Kickstarter thing, but I think he promised tiers in it, like, oh, you get a cameo in the movie if you put up $10,000 or something like that. And I think the Wikipedia says he hasn't fulfilled any of his Kickstarter obligations, but I don't know, maybe signed copy of it and stuff. So it's sort of weird if you have that many financiers. And I think he was only trying to raise $50,000 and he raised 250. Like shit. He's pretty clean for a killer clown. Not much blood splatter. His face cake is a blemish free. Yeah, there you go. I think definitely Terrifier 2 is going to grow in reputation from it. Our kills versus ends versus 2018 Michael. Who wins? Dude, kills Michaels beats everybody. Kills, he beats a whole team of firefighters. He beats up the whole mob. And now people are like, well, maybe he was so weakened from that fight with the mob. That's why he actually was in the sewer in that week. And people like, I think like Cody Leach, like, dude, if you kill that many people and you stab the guy and you give him enough strength from stabbing the guy, wouldn't you be like super powered for life after killing that whole mob? And that does make sense. But dude, that was 4 years ago too, dude. You lose your gangs if you don't go to the gym for 4 years. So, but that bum did say he was killing people from time to time and dragging them into the sewer. But it just seemed like after he stabbed that cop, you just like it came back to life. Or yeah, let's get back to Terrifier. This kid is creepy as hell, and it's a pretty cool Deadite. That to me is like an Evil Dead Deadite throwback or homage. Like Halloween Ends whole homage thing, or they're saying it's a copy and paste thing of like Christine, but I don't think so as much. I mean, it is a junkyard and it's very inspired by Christine. Even the director said that. But this movie, Terrifier, does it in the right way. Like, all right, here's a little Evil Dead. Here's a little bit of Freddy Krueger. Here's a little bit of Jason. Here's a little bit of Jeepers Creepers. He's just homaging to everybody. Yeah, it's a synthesizer score. Still a Carpenter. Yeah, Carpenter inspired for sure.
You guys hear about Monica Brown this morning?
Ugh, that bitchy talk show host?
Yeah, that bitchy talk show host totally got her face torn off.
What?
Okay, get this. So she had that Miles County survivor on. Do you remember the one who was in the coma and her face was all mutilated? What was her name? It was like, I don't know, Victoria or something.
Victoria Hayes?
Yes. She had a meltdown on the show, right? And then backstage, she went full-on psycho and mauled Monica Brown with her bare hands.
No
Nice.
way.
Oh my god.
Is she dead?
I mean, if she's lucky. What, you ever see photos of those transplant faces? Looking like Mr. Potato Head? Fuck that shit.
God, is it really that bad?
Oh, I haven't seen photos, but from what I hear, she kind of looks like the inside of my cookie.
Wow.
She's lucky.
See, that's why I think they did this whole scene to set up how brutal her death's gonna. No, the brutal the other death's gonna be. Well, she had a brutal death too. She got acid thrown in her face. Her friends got messed up. Man, we're talking a lot. Maybe I'll do another Halloween Deads stream. If we're talking Halloween Deads. I wanted to talk about Terrifier 2 as well, dude. Or maybe not a lot of people have seen Terrifier 2 yet. You know? Like, it's still like a lot of people are still like it's hard to get to. Once it probably comes out on digital, we'll do like a night's like watch along or something like that. Or we could do a Halloween Ends watch along. I want to try to do something for the weekend as well.
What, you ever see photos of those transplant faces? Looking like Mr. Potato Head? Fuck that shit.
God, is it really that bad?
Oh, I haven't seen photos, but from what I hear, she kind of looks like the inside of my cookie.
Gross. Yeah, see, there you go. Oh man. That's almost like the lady who got her face ripped off by the monkey. You know, oh man, she ain't got no face or eyes. And that's supposed to be Art's other accomplice, you know? So Art has that little girl accomplice and the girl with no eyes and no lips. It sort of reminds me of that girl from Nope as well, the one who was sitting in the audience, but I guess she still had her eyes. You just got 2 movies. That doesn't mean anything. Wow, you guys are really fighting back and forth. I hear a lot of people talking everything. There's so much Halloween Ends toxicity out there. I don't see it as much, dude. It's all good if people like it or hate it, dude. As long as they're passionate about it. Dude, it's like as long as people like it and go see it, not even like it, just go see it. You don't even have to like it. Go see it. They'll make another one. It's pretty cool that people are this passionate about it 13 movies deep. And I'm stoked. And this isn't the ends, everybody. Just everyone settle down. This might be the last one that David Gordon Green makes, but there's going to be more Michael Myers. I'm pretty sure they're going to bring him back in some capacity, you know? And I don't even know what they will do in the next sort of, maybe like with Art the Clown is the newest up and coming slasher. And the director actually was petitioned by big studios like, dude, let's buy him off you. Like he did it like, no, I want to make this movie myself. Sort of like what Sylvester Stallone did with Rocky. Like he did the script and they bought it and they wanted to cast Robert Redford to do it and everything. He's like, no, stick it to my guns. I'm gonna be it. And you know, that's like sort of how we got Terrifier too. This guy banked everything on the line, and that's why this movie is so damn good. Some people are even calling it their favorite slasher of the year. Like, dude, just look at the Rotten Tomatoes score. Even big review. It's so weird a movie this crazy and this violent has an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes and 90% audience score. So everybody loves this one. It's not as divisive as Halloween Ends. I think people go like, dude, this movie is gross, but there's still some good stuff to like about it. Hey, forgot Predator. I have no problem. Just tell the devil over there to calm down. Well, he's evil, dude. He's Michael Myers. Oh yeah, yeah. I mentioned the post credit scene. So this is like my kill count, but I edited it for this live stream purpose. Dude, him inside the Halloween store. I wish I had the clip of him. I found that clip, but I can't find. There's like a 30-second clip of art inside of the Halloween store, which is hilarious. Like he's really Art stalked the hell out of this girl. So she was stalking him. He stalked her like the whole day, followed her inside this Halloween store because she was trying to get some new wings after they burned from that dream the night before. And it's so cool. Like he sort of just blends in, like, oh, he's just a guy. Maybe he's picking up his outfit to go work at Halloween Haunt or something like that. And him wearing the glasses was super funny. And she actually got so freaked out, she like ran upstairs and he actually gave the purse back to her. Like she was like, dude, where's my purse? It was like crazy. And he tried out all these glasses. It was super funny. Hey, Art the Clown is here, dude. Whoa. Thank you, Art. That's such a big get. I would like to have you on the stream sometime. This guy got an actually pretty brutal death, too. He got his head chopped off with that rusty ass machete. Like, oh, so brutal. They closed up shop and he actually was like holding this dude's head afterward, like acting like a mannequin. I was going into that. Yeah, after he closed the shop, it was so good. And it's sort of like a bit of diversity. I was like, oh yeah, I guess you have to throw in a black character too, even though he died right away. The devil's eyes. Calm down. So yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes out of the whole movie.
Aren't you a little old to be trick-or-treating?
Crazy.
Wait a minute, aren't you that guy from the costume shop? You are. What are you doing here? Oh. Seriously, do you live around here or something? You're really weird, you know that? Yeah. Look, I get it, dude. The whole creepy silent mime gimmick? I mean, it's very effective, and the blood is a nice touch also. Yeah. I can't give you anything. No, I'm sorry. Really, no candy for grown-ups. Come on.
That was insane. So what? He must have went so far. This leads to the biggest death of this whole movie. Scalped her, tore off her skin, broke her arm. I didn't go into detail in my kill count about how really brutal this kill was. Tearing off her arm, tearing off their skin. Oh, so brutal. And then he actually like left the room, and you're like, oh, thank God. It's like she's crawling around. You're like, oh man, that's so brutal. Poor girl. I guess maybe someone's gonna come by and save her. I guess he wasn't trying to kill her. And oh my God, he comes back with some salt, and you're like, holy hell, this guy is insane. He poured bleach and salt over her wounds, and you're like, this is one sadistic dude. He goes on to cut her up some more, and you're like, this is insane. And this is going on for I don't even know how long. Like, if people are passing out and throwing up after seeing this movie, this is the point that they do it. Oh, maybe I should put my face a little bit bigger like that. So yeah, this is the point they actually would throw up and be like, I totally get it. And I even said in my kill count, like, I don't know if I have to watch that part like over and over again. And it goes on forever. It feels like it's like a 10-minute kill scene in this movie. Which a lot of these kills do go for it. Like once he started killing you, it goes on forever. But still in a good way. And the mom comes home. The mom actually finds her sort of still alive. You're like, dude, that's what I even said to my thing. I couldn't explain it any better. Like, dude, how the hell is she still alive? He's torturing her, and you're like, this is some like what's that DEA agent that the Mexican cartels, or you have to have a doctor in order to keep somebody alive enough to torture them this much. Dude, I was even like, if you ever watch WrestleMania 13, like Steve Austin passed out because of the pain of the sharpshooter. You're like, that is bullshit because this lady is still alive after all that stuff being done to her. It was nuts. See, Art the Clown, but it was fun. Oh my God. He went so far. If you, any one of these kills, that one is the furthest one. Yeah, Art takes pride in his work. It's so ridiculous. Like, I think if you watch Seven and he comes into the apartment and you go like, oh man, he must have tortured this person. And then you're like, oh my God, this person's still alive. And they're like, could he point out anybody? It's like, no, dude, his brain is mush. He's probably suffered more than any imaginable person has ever suffered before in their life. Like, damn. Brutal, brutal, brutal stuff.
No candy for grown-ups. Come on.
And just by his look, because I think for sure she knew, I think Jonathan was going to dress up as that for Halloween. Like he was going to be Art the Clown. So they were figuring a couple of people might dress up as Art the Clown. I thought we were going to sort of get that in Halloween Ends, because everybody was sort of like, hey man, Michael had brain damage and he teased him. Like, what? And blaming Laurie for that. That was what I was also like. People get upset with Halloween Ends with some stuff, but I get more upset like Laurie, like, dude, get the fuck out of my face with your I can't speak and everything. My daughter's died and he tried to kill me and burn down my house. So get on my face with that. But yeah, he definitely went so hard on her. It's unbelievable. The most brutal death in cinema. I can't believe I can't believe they showed this death and how brutal it was in theaters. You gotta go see it. Oh yeah, I forgot to even mention. So this is like the start of it. He sort of has a scalpel and cuts her face and cuts her eye, and oh man, it's so hard to watch. Yeah, Michael, Art the Clown sort of beat you with Gore, and maybe even Rotten Tomatoes. It's getting higher reviewed than Halloween Ends, but it's sort of like this is new, it's fresh. It's doing some, it's going way overboard. This is definitely a grindhouse movie. I like the way how you describe Halloween Ends versus Terrifier 2, it's almost different genres. Like they're both considered slasher movies, but Halloween Ends is more of like a drama slasher movie, elevated horror slasher sort of, because it's like drama and going into that, and especially Halloween Ends, there's like a romance to it. So romantic drama slasher dealing with a lot of themes. And Terrifier 2 is like a grindhouse, ultra violent slasher movie. It's sort of even weird to consider both of those just slasher movies. You have to put it like slasher movies now are so popular. I think they're also getting their own subgenre. Like I would consider this a grindhouse slasher movie. And the thing they're doing with Halloween and Halloween Ends is probably more. Halloween Kills wasn't so much of like that drama slasher, but that's why I was like, if you want more Halloween Ends sort of kills, watch Halloween Kills. You get all that, and Halloween Ends, you get a sort of different movie to it. So I don't know. I'm just so much loving that all these horror movies that are coming out. I love all of them. Who you calling a cheap ass copy? Damn, the Art the Clown's got some beef with Michael Myers. Oh shit, he tilts his head. If he tilts his head, that's your ass, dude. Art the Clown should be like, dude, you never killed anybody like I killed him. And like what the best goriest kill out of Halloween Ends was when he snipped that guy's tongue off and it fell on the record player. That was the goriest kill, along with the blowtorch in the face that was sort of blurred out. But when you think about the goriest kill out of all this, it has to be this kill. The dick kill that comes up later. Oh man, just Art the Clown went there in this movie. All right, so you go through all that. Sienna still goes to her party. And all this final girl stuff was actually really well done. She goes to a party. She actually gets slipped Molly by her friend. Because when you think about this movie, it's about how good she is and how good it's a brother and sister sort of relationship. So almost like Friday the 13th. A lot of horror movies do it that way too. Like it's not just a final girl, it's a final couple, but I would still consider them to be like a final like duo. And she is so good because she actually has powers. But I was waiting for her to actually, like, when she put on her costume and stuff like that, it was such like Dream Master, when Alice puts on like all those like those she put on like her outfit. It just reminded me of Dream Master so much. And I love Alice. She's one of my favorite final girls as well. And you need somebody to have a little bit more of superhuman power to actually go up against Art the Clown. And that was very cool. So it's actually, she was like resurrected to fight Art. It was great. I was waiting for that the whole time. But the mom actually got like a pretty dope kill too. Like, yeah, I don't know. We'll just go by this part. She got shot. Like she rolled down the window of the car. Art was there with a gun, shot her in the face, and her face flew off. Like, damn, dude, even gunshots go there in this movie. All right, her boyfriend got killed. Oh, brutal. He got his dick ripped off, put on side of the car. You're like, oh man, I can't handle that. I can't handle any like dick stuff. Once, if you hurt a dick or something, I go, oh, come on, man. That's just brutal. Chop off your head, all that sort of stuff. But when you mess with someone's private parts, oh, I get squeamish. I'm sorry. It depends, dude. If your nuts are hurting that day or you sat on your nuts an accident in the theater, you go, oh, brutal, brutal, brutal stuff. And I think you must have bled out. Like, Art the Clown has some weird people to survive the movie, and maybe the boyfriend lived without his dick or something. And They did that in Game of Thrones. People lost their dick all the time, but no, that's too brutal. I don't even know how they'll show that. So yeah, that's the guy who lost his dick, and he was peeing at the time. Gross. Oh, maybe I said dick too many times. Well, I'm not putting ads on this anyway. Oh, then yeah, he hit her with a bat with all these knives and stuff on it. Oh, brutal. And I remember somebody saying, like, dude, how the hell they get all these sets? Like, they must have been like, hey, can we borrow your haunted house for a little bit? Build a haunted house for cheap. Because, dude, this whole budget was $250,000. Isn't that insane? Halloween Ends was made for what, $30 million? You could have made, they could have made Terrifier 2. I don't even know how many times. I don't know. Do the math. 4 to a million, 4 times 30, 120. 120 Terrifier 2's budget. Halloween Ends was 120 times the budget. Isn't that insane? Ah, brutal. Yes, that torture goes way out there too. Hey, what's up, Steve? Personally, what did you like more, this or Halloween Ends? Oh man, it's hard because I like both of them, and they're so different from each other. Like, it's so weird to even consider them both slasher movies because slasher movies are just so evolved now. Because think about some recent slasher movies, like Freaky's a slasher movie, right? And you go, okay, but Halloween Ends as a slasher movie. You're like, whoa, that one's like a horror comedy slasher, and this is like a drama slasher, and this is like Grindhouse Ultraviolet. Like, they're both in the horror movies and both in slashers, but I I would have to say maybe Terrifier. I gotta rewatch that because Halloween Ends. I don't know, man. I can't stop watching it. I watched Halloween Ends so many times already. And plus, after like editing that Halloween Ends kill count, because I take the clips and I put it together. I'm very clip heavy. I like to show and tell part of making videos and kill counts and such. So it feels like I've watched Halloween Ends like 6 times already or something like that. I don't know. I love it. And I guess people go the expectations of ends, and it's sort of like Christine, a copy and paste Christine script. But dude, I love that part of it. I still want a sequel to that one where Corey might still come back to life, and then we get our crazy balls to the wall slasher that you want from Halloween Ends. So if you want a crazy balls to the wall slasher with tons of gore, you go for Terrifier 2. You want some more like, but this has a good story to it too. I don't know. I have to watch. I want to probably go see Terrifier 2 again, but I'm also debating, do I see Terrifier 2 again? Or if the rumors are true that it comes out on the 24th digitally, wait till the 24th. Hey, what happened to the little kid with glasses in this movie? Did he get slashed up by art? He actually lived. He actually got cut up a little bit. He got whipped just like how she got whipped. It's so cool, that part too. There's just so much to get into it. I probably got to do a second stream for Terrifier 2 when it actually comes out and I can show more footage. This is actually like a whip with a bunch of like knives on it. It's such like Passion of the Christ. He's whipping the boy, and the sister actually dies on top of him to take the whippings, and you go, "Oh, that is so brutal." Like, I don't know how many wrestling fans you got out there. A lot of wrestling horror movie fans go along, but there's this old school like exploding ring match where a wrestler gets on top of one just to prevent it from actually the exploding ring hurting them, and that's what it reminds you of. It's sort of like, oh man, she jumped on top of him to get the whips from Art, and it's so great. I love it. How can you miss your teeth getting ripped out? Oh yeah. Speed walks out of there. Yeah, Michael Myers walks a lot of times, so that would be cool if Art the Clown. We Michael Myers is 13 movies deep, and he has yet to have like a crossover. It's insane. Like, please, with Jason has a crossover, Freddy, and I mean those franchises still went on, and those are the most successful movie out of them, dude. Kong versus Godzilla. I would like Art the Clown could face anybody at this point, you know? But he's only 2 movies deep. He doesn't even need it yet. He's This movie has already made like 7 times its budget. It's crazy. Yeah, but this whipping part was pretty dope. I loved it. She got beat up so much. This final act, it had her getting beat up so long. I was like, dude, when is she gonna actually get her powers from that sword and actually be the final girl like Ash? I was expecting her to be like Ash way more longer. Like, even though this movie's 2.5 hours, you just feel like, man, I wanted her to beat up Art a little bit more, or to like actually realize her strength, because she sort of died. Yeah, like they're running around these halls, and I think this is all subjective, but I don't know. But I think she died in this like water tank or something like that. She might have. So I think she died, and the sword sort of resurrected her. Or maybe this was like she fell inside this pit, and then the pit actually meant that she was like going to hell. And it was awesome. It's so very hard to explain, except for that. Sienna dies, but she gets resurrected, pops up, and then goes on and faces Art. Yeah, these guys are all fight. Oh, Jason Voorhees is here too. Rips his lungs out. Nice. You guys should all collaborate on something in the future. Oh yeah, this whole brutal match, dude. She gets the whip. Oh, I love that scene, dude. So she finally like stands up, she gets her strength and attacks Art. It's so great. Oh my god, Freddy Krueger is here too. Wow, Jason, Michael, Art, all the horror movie guys are showing up. You should all just collaborate to do a movie together, dude. It could be like Monster Squad. And she finally uses the sword and kills Art. It's so great, dude, and cuts off his head. I loved it. So it's sort of like Art is dead because the first one he's sort of together, but chopping off your head usually kills you. Like they waited to H2O to chop off Michael's head. And at the end, resurrection happened and it wasn't him. That was the whole thing why they took off the max for Halloween Ends, because you're like, oh, they're gonna play this whole bullshit like it wasn't actually him. Michael budget cuts. Now these guys are just fighting fighting amongst each other. Guys should have a battle royal sometime. So yeah. Kill number 9. Art is beheaded. And that's the movie, dude. But there's also a post-credit scene that I sort of need to see again to actually go in depth. That could be my second video I'm going to do for it. Because, with these things, you got to do a sequel. I was so surprised that Terrifier. This is the fastest a video got to 100,000 views already. So I was like, dude, I got to follow it up somehow. So I might just do, was the post-credit scene? I don't know. Probably more Terrifier 2 content coming. But I also want to do some Halloween Ends, like franchise ranking. Maybe how do you beat Smile? But I want to make more Smile content. But it's so weird to do now because it's sort of like you can't mention suicide on YouTube without you getting flagged and taken down. So I don't know. Or maybe once it comes out, we could talk about it in a way where you don't mention it, but you can't even show mentions of suicide and stuff. It's really stupid. And they had to clip my wings on like my highest performing video of the smile kill count. I was so pissed. Jason versus Freddy versus Michael versus Art the Clown. Who wins? Let's see. Who would win in that sort of fight? Oh, man. It depends what version of him. Like Uber Jason from Jason X would probably win. But Freddy gets you in nightmares. Michael and Kills can pretty much fuck up anybody. And Art seems to have a little bit of power of all these people. Oh, yeah. You're the a-hole. You know what I want to see? I want to see something like Corey still lives. Corey gets that supernatural power. And I don't know, dude. I was expecting more out of the ending. Like when I saw that Halloween Max sitting on the table, I sort of wanted to see it move, or maybe somebody grabbed it, or we see Corey's foot move or twitch. Like I like my slasher movies that have like one final jump scare to it too. Like but I think they just wanted it to be over and end, and they're not going to do anymore. At least in this timeline. And I don't know why people are getting that upset. Like, dude, these timelines, they start and they end all the time. All right, let's go back into some comments because these guys are fighting it out in here. I didn't see it, but I heard just the most gory, but it's also disturbing. And I've seen that some people passed out seeing it. Yeah, that's the marketing going on. Because people are always said that about some horror movies, like, oh, The Exorcist is so scary, you're actually going to pass out. Or there's ambulances at the premieres and stuff. And when you watch this movie, you actually go like, oh, yeah, dude, I totally get that. It's a brutal movie, and I think everybody should go and check it out. But yeah, I think there's a lot of Halloween talk, and I'm looking forward to. I'm trying to go get somebody else, maybe a special guest, and we'll do a whole Halloween ends watch along. I know other people are actually doing those too, but fuck it, dude. This is my channel, dude. We'll probably try to do that in the future. But yeah, dude, it's definitely. I want to try to go see it again and make another like a kill count follow up to it, because I remember when I did Nope. And then I did Nope, the second part to it. It's because they like introduced some more footage that I can use. But this is supposed to come digitally pretty soon. So I could do like a full on kill count. But dude, if you think about it, you can't really show most of these kills on YouTube anyway. So I don't know. This is probably almost as good as it's going to get.
Last year.
So Sienna lived, or she died but got resurrected. That little crazy girl from the laundromat actually picked up Art's head and walked off. And you're like, dude, you should have killed her too. Why'd you let that little girl leave? But then actually, they had a post-credit scene with that girl with the no eyes and no face actually gave birth to another Art head. And you're like, what the hell? It's so crazy and out there. Like, you have to be in the right headspace to watch this movie. I can totally understand how people are getting sick of watching it and walking out or passing out, or if you're going into this just expecting like Halloween ends, this is totally gonna shock your world. And I can't wait for it to come out on video on demand. Corey versus me, slasher, who wins the imposters? That would be a cool sort of matchup. Like, who would win from Corey versus Corey was pretty strong, though. I think the Max gave him some supernatural strength, because when he bashed that fool's head on the DJ table, he sort of swelled up. And I go, dude, you got to be like superhuman strong to pull off a kill like that. So I was like, I think Corey with the max is stronger than Roy Burns because Roy Burns was pretty strong too. I mean, he was walking through doors and shit like that. So I would have to say Corey. Corey probably is the best. Yeah, he's the strongest one. He out wrestled the real Michael Myers too. So he earned it more. He earned wearing that max more than you earned wearing that max, Roy. Me sitting in the chair eating real food, and if you can eat real food and watch Terrifier 2, I commend you. Because I was like eating popcorn. I was like, oh, this is gross. Oh. Watch Ray and Jason's fight while eating popcorn. Yeah. I got hit by a truck and still got up. Dude, you were pretty durable in that. I gotta give you that. Roy was pretty durable. But think about Corey still had life into him after getting shot 2 times by Lori, falling off the stairs, stabbing himself in the neck, pulling out the knife, and he still had some strength to actually grab Michael. So, dude, it's a toss up. Okay, slasher tag team. Jason and Roy versus Michael and Corey. Dude, that's a good matchup. Because Roy wasn't actually like a contributor before, you know? So they were never on screen before. But Michael and Corey teaming up to kill that the nurse and Allison's boss, I loved it. It was very cool. I don't know. I loved it. I would say Michael and Corey. I would like to see him team up again, but Michael is. But you know what? I think they could still make another Halloween movie in this universe, and because people are like, keep having Michael Myers in it totally ruined it or something. Like you could have just did the Corey story. Well, double down on that, dude. I'm totally down for Corey picking up the max, coming back to life and being the new Michael Myers. That was the whole point of this, right? Like, let's have another movie with Michael Myers being taken up, all Corey, right? Just have all Corey the whole time, go kill crazy and being super strong and everything inside this universe as well. Or, right? Saw went on for what, like 9 movies or something like that? Jigsaw died in 3. So you're like, dude, he's been dead in more movies than he's been alive. So I don't know, dude. It's like they've always made sequels like how we make Halloween movies without Laurie being in it. Now it's like, well, how are we going to do Halloween movies without Michael Myers? That doesn't mean because it's always been Michael Myers is the shape. So somebody else could be the shape now. I got pinned, beaten, and thrown, shot, stabbed off a house, and still sat up. Yeah, dude, you've got beat up way worse than that. Dude, in Kills, you got stabbed with the pitchfork, shot about 3 times. You got beat up like nobody else in Halloween Kills. So if you didn't die off of that, it's hard to believe you just died because a fridge fell on you. And yeah. So that's why maybe we didn't need Laurie at that point. Or I think we've seen Michael die in the other movies, but we didn't see him die that definitively. Like, holy shit, he got grinded up in a goddamn car compactor. Nuts. And after watching Terrifier 2, you're like, yeah, Art got his head chopped off. His head got taken away by that little girl, and we're like, oh, she's going to sew his head onto another body like Jeepers Creepers or something like that. But then we actually get the whole post-credit scene of her giving birth to like a crazy. See, this is how crazy it is. It's like, what the hell are you even talking about? The girl with the no face actually gives birth to a head that is Art the Clown. It's nuts. Like I went to the bathroom. I was like, dude, I was holding my piss. I was like, dude, I gotta go to the bathroom, and it's the credits. I actually had to Google like, is there a post credit scene to this movie? And they go, yes, there is. And by the time I came back, the whole aisleway was full of people not ready to leave because there was this huge post credit scene. So I was like, oh, God damn it. So I sort of had to watch it among the aisle with a whole bunch of heads in the way. So I didn't get a clear view of the whole post credit scene. So I was like, damn it. They should let us know there's going to be a that big of a post credit scene. So he already sort of got resurrected at the very end of this movie. Oh, what happened in the post credit scene? Yeah, it's a mental hospital where the crazy girl with the no eyes who got attacked, the one you saw in also part one, she actually gave birth to a Terrifier head. It's nuts. Just nuts. Once you see it's the craziest post credit scene you'll probably ever see in your life. My ribs still hurt a bit, and I don't know why. Well, because you're dead. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll have another stream sometime about Halloween ends and trying to get some guests involved with it. But thanks everybody for tuning up. Go watch Terrifier 2 and watch Halloween ends. Share that, do all that, comment on it and everything. Because I was really hoping that was like going to take off for the channel. I mean, it's doing pretty okay versus other stuff, but man, I was really expecting like Halloween 2018 was like a rocket ship. Halloween Kills was like a rocket ship. But I think by now it's just so hard to rank for Halloween material, or maybe I actually just love covering all the new horror movies. Smile, Terrifier, all that. Those seem to work well for me too. So, all right. Thanks everybody for coming by, and look out for some live streams coming in the future. All right. Take it easy later. And vote in the community page too, because that's why we all did the stream in the first place.